having a deal doesn't really make or break you. So if you could get in the door and you have somebody getting you in the right spots, you know, you could eat, you get money and be successful. Then you got Japan and stuff too that worships the whole California culture.
That's right.
So anything that's hot in California, a lot of those guys go out to Japan.
And it's a hit.
And it's a hit. Like there's a group called the Alcoholics. A lot of people that were in gangs and stuff like that always told me, like, you know, you don't have to be from a gang to be, you know, we got you. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
So what gang was in your area?
I lived in, or my area had mostly Kurrupts and Hispanic gangs.
Did you ever get into the fentanyl?
Yes.
How long was you addicted to fentanyl? Because you don't seem like you're on anything right now.
No, the days are over. Say about 6 to 7 years.
On straight fentanyl?
Yes.
Stand up?
No, we see it.
Yeah, get comfortable. Get back. What's up, YouTube? Top Flight USA, back with another one. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How about yourself? How you doing? Peace.
I'm doing great. I see you out here at the park, man, with your kids. What you got going on right now?
Right now I'm just chilling out, you know, on daddy duty. You know, some people may call it that, but it's another day. Right here in the park, enjoying this good North Carolina weather. Just relaxing, man, maintaining.
That's what's up. North Carolina weather, man. It's up and down.
Yeah. No doubt.
All right. Well, let's start from the beginning. What's your name, age, and where you from?
My name's David, aka King David. I'm originally from Southern California. Grew up in New York City. My mom's from Cali. My pops from the Bronx. So my whole life. Shout out to BX. And I've been here in Raleigh for the last 8 years. I'll be 39 in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Taurus gang.
Well, that's what's up, man. You say you're from the Bronx. I was just up there in the Bronx.
Yeah, well, I'm from Cali. I'm from Cali, but I grew up in New York, Staten Island, the Bronx, Long Island.
You know what Bronx River at?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I stayed out by Kingsbridge.
Okay.
Right around the area of you know, the creation of this hip hop. You know, this rap, this culture that we all love. You know.
That's right.
Right up that way, Fordham Road, University, Kingsbridge. Shout out Kingsbridge.
Right. Shout them out. You kind of look like a rapper a little bit, man.
Yeah.
You did music?
Absolutely. I got into the music at about officially probably about 17, 18.
Okay.
It's a good story, but it's a long story. Long story short, like I said, I'm from Cali, and actually Rakim, Eric B. and Rakim, the guy, his godson, his nephew is one of my right-hand mans. I've always been blessed to know the right people, you know, coincidentally. I'm in New York. I take him out to California to visit. At this point, I'm already living in New York. We go out to visit. My peoples are producing and stuff like that. So we go out there and record about eight joints. When we come back to New York from the break, people started like talking at that time. They're like, "Oh, we heard y'all got a record deal." At that time, it wasn't really common for people to like how they can now, just go in the room and make some music. You know what I mean? You had to have a studio kind of more so at that time.
Okay.
So boom, we come back. At that time, one of my other friends was in Miami. He links up with Scott Storch accidentally. So when we get back to New York, he hears the music and it was just A1 out the gate, and that's really where it got set off at. We thought he was bull, but he made the contact, and we flew out to Miami when Scott Storch was on his A game.
Okay.
The house that he had on Cribs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's where we ended up going for the meeting. So to answer your question, that's about when it started.
Okay.
And I was attending college at that time, and once I seen that, you know, I come from artists and stuff like that, so I'm an artist at heart, so I'm not gonna do nothing that's whack, stuff like that. So once I knew it was buzzing, and then I sat down with Rakim, the legend, and got the okay. We actually went to his house the night before we went to Miami, and that was like the stamp. You know, you always think you're best, you know, it was nice and stuff like that.
Right.
So we took off and went out there, and then that day we Raekwon from Wu-Tang was there. The guy Pooh Bear, who was making the band, don't know if you remember him. He was he had helped them with their vocals and stuff like that. He was on there with old buddy Love. You know, we don't speak on his name, but you know, we're making the band. So that was the experience, and like I said, to answer the question, that's when it begun right there.
Okay.
And then I just started mashing the gas.
So, did you have a deal or?
No, at that time it was a lot of grinding. I was, like I said, I was always lucky to know the right people. So in music, you know, having a deal doesn't really make or break you. You know what I'm saying? There's so many. Everything needs music. TV shows, everything. You know, clothing companies for the promotion. So if you could get in the door and you have somebody getting you in the right spots, you know, you could eat. You get money and be successful. You know what I mean? But I did not have a deal.
Okay.
Yeah, at that time. So we grinding. Got linked in with another person who was with Atlantic, who they were shopping together. Now at this time, I made my own solo album. At that time, and that's what we were shopping. It was called President Elect, and I got the idea from Obama had just became president, and I had already finished up the album. And when I had that's how far it goes back, you know, when I did that album, and I woke up in a newspaper in the LA Times that said President Elect, and I was like, you know, that was just basically symbolizing, like, you know, the president is the man in charge.
Right.
So that was just like, you know, symbolizing there's a new guy, you know, in the game and on the scene. And it was called President Elect by King David, produced by my buddy Lethal Beats, which was under Streetlight at that time. These guys were messing with like K-Dot, which we all know now is Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
J-Rock and all those guys were all messing with these people at that time.
Okay.
So
you was around the right people.
Yeah, It's so funny. I don't know if you remember just one song, but this guy Fingers that on Streetlight, he, my boy Lito was like his protege. So he was, he just does the music for like So You Think You Could Dance on TV. He does all that music. He did, I don't know if you remember that song, but it was a big song, Lean Like a Cholo.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that song, Lean Like a Cholo. Shots. It was like, it broke records with ringtones at the time.
Okay.
But anyway, those are some guys that basically produced the President-elect thing. And then I did music with them. And basically, everything was in the West Coast. Everything was like all Cali based. Hey, King, go get Kamar, bring him over here.
Yeah, California has their own wave.
Yeah.
Like they might be playing songs on the radio that they're not playing out here.
Absolutely. Oh man, songs that you, like, it's funny you said, because like, go get Kamar, King. It's funny you said because, for example, like YG, right? A lot of people didn't really know who YG was, but he had that song "Tooted and Booted."
Yeah.
That was his. That was like his first like commercial joint, and that was a crazy smash in California. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of songs, even like my buddy Roscoe, which is Kurrupts from the Dog Pound, which is my people. We'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
He had a song called "I Love Cali" in the summertime that you can look it up at Google. It's a hit. It's one of my favorite songs actually, and a lot of people on the East Coast have never ever heard that song ever.
That's crazy.
And he ate off that song, like went gold off that song, and was on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then you got Japan and stuff too that worships the whole California culture.
That's right.
So anything that's hot in California, a lot of those guys go out to Japan.
And it's a hit.
And it's a hit. Like there's a group called the Alcoholics, which anybody that knows hip hop. Matter of fact, they just had a show right here at the Poorhouse right across the street.
Okay.
Maybe a year ago, and they're like underground hip hop. They're supposed to be the ones that took they're like with Exhibit. Exhibit had the Alcoholics. That was his group.
Okay.
And it's deep. Well, anyway, they're supposed to be the ones that took Eminem to Dr. Dre initially. Like, so anybody that's like underground guys know of the Alcoholics, and those guys went overseas. I remember one of them telling my partner that he went to like Switzerland and never moved back. Never ever moved back. Yeah. That's you know, like if something's hot. California has a big stronghold with hip hop, believe it or not. People think it's like New York and stuff, but the
yeah, a lot of artists move to Cali.
yeah, all of them. They all go to Cali. They all go to Cali.
So okay, how do you feel about this Big U situation that's going on?
Wow. Oh man, I gotta watch what I say. How do I feel about
Well,
it?
since you're from Cali,
yeah,
you know, I want to see
yeah,
what you.
yeah.
How you feel about it?
About what him getting hemmed up?
Yeah, about the Rico.
I think it sucks for him and his family because you know, despite whatever maybe he did as a in his street days or whatnot, you know, I know he has a son that is really successful in football. I believe he's on the Rams now. You know, it takes a lot of work, and it takes especially a father, you know, figure to be able to guide somebody on a journey like that. So, me being a father now, those are the things I look at. You know what I'm saying? You know, me being around those people actually, you know.
Oh, you was around Big U?
At sometimes, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I've been in the same room as him before, and but you know, like I said, despite all that stuff, how I feel now, I think it sucks, and I think it's unfortunate because from the outside looking in, you know, I know a lot more other things than the average people because I was, you know, out there and I know certain people. It's in a way like, you know, he was like people dry snitched on him in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for the internet and a lot of shit like that, it probably would have never happened.
Do you think he will be found guilty?
No. I mean,
it's a federal charge now.
Yeah, I know it's a federal charge. It's going to be wicked because of his record.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they probably have a picture you know, when they have a picture painted of you, it's hard to
they pretty much go off your background.
Yeah. And like as far as I don't know what evidence they got or whatnot, but you know what they say when the feds come, they must know something, or they must have some significant evidence.
And we ain't gonna stay too long on Big U, but cause you're from Cali, I wanted to ask: do you think he was responsible for Nipsey?
No.
Okay.
No, sir.
I mean, we know was the person, but do you think he called the shot?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, no.
Okay.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Why would you? And then, you know, why would you go and go to Goose?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Nipsey was the golden egg.
Yeah. For the West, for the hood, you know what I mean? For the set, for the people, for the area.
For unique music.
And he was tied in with that legally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as I know. You know, despite whatever differences they had, I don't think it was no.
Okay. So. Well, let's just get to know you a little bit better. Let's talk about your childhood and work our way up to this point. Did you grow up in a 2-parent household?
No, sir. Unfortunately, I didn't, but it was kind of it was like a gift and a curse in a way, because you know, no, I grew up with my mom. My mom and dad were young when they had me, and my dad's from like my dad's a graffiti artist and breakdancer from the Bronx. You know,
he was born and raised in the Bronx.
Yep, in the South Bronx with like a rock steady crew and grew up in that circle. Like I said, I told you where the area where they're from in the Bronx.
Where was your mom from?
My mom is from California.
Okay.
She's from Oxnard, California, which is about maybe 30 minutes outside of downtown LA.
Is she black?
My mom is Mexican American.
Okay.
Yes, and my dad is Puerto Rican. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Did you have a good relationship with your father?
Yes. It got bumpy as throughout time. But you know, they were young. So by my dad, I just had this conversation with somebody not too long ago about my dad leaving. They were young, so there was a lot of physical things going on. And my mom was a beautiful woman, smoke hot, you know, turned heads everywhere she went.
Okay.
So when my dad being who he is, he had to stand up for, and like I said, again, they were young and there was a lot of physical things going on, and my dad ain't no dummy, you know what I mean? So he made the decision to go back to New York,
Mm.
but he opened up the door for certain things to be what they are to this day.
And
You
what
know
does
what I
that
mean?
mean?
That means like starting his following his dream, maybe not a dream, but just doing what he had to do as a man,
Okay.
and being able to own a house
Okay.
and
Okay.
have cars and show whether he did it for himself or he did it for his kid, which I know he did it for his kid because I know him, and he still tells me to this day that it was a good influence and example. You know what I
Okay.
mean? He gave me a lot of game, were we in each other's lives? No. So after like 15, I was getting in like crazy trouble in California.
Okay. What type
So,
of trouble was you getting into?
oh man, I was all types of around with the wrong crowd. We live in California.
It's a lot of
Gang
gangs
banging
out
is
there.
it comes with come here, Papa. Gang banging comes with being from there. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
even and me being connected and knowing a lot of people that were in gangs, stuff like that, always told me like, you don't have to be from a gang to be, we got you. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So what gang was in your area?
Um, I lived or my area had mostly Crips and Hispanic gangs.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah.
Did you graduate high school?
I did. Well, so when I ended up going to New York and staying there, basically what happened was I'm getting in trouble as a youth, and the judge had told me like, next time I see you, I'm tired of seeing you. You're gonna go to it's a youth prison. It's called CYA,
Okay.
California Youth Authority. You're gonna go max out. I had 2 years hanging on my head,
Mm.
so I didn't get scared. I was just always too smart, to like go in jail. I would have went and did that. I would have been a full blown,
So
gang
your
member.
mom sent you to New York?
No, 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 no. She didn't send me to New York. I snuck to New York.
Oh wow.
I was about 14 years old, and I got two of my homeboys, um, and told them, "Yo, y'all want to go to New York?"
And you went across the country.
They went across the country. I told one person. It's a true story. I told one person, my great grandmother Hope, rest in peace. I
Yeah,
told her
rest in
that
peace,
night.
man.
I said, she always said, "Why, Poppy? Why don't you go to New York? There's nothing here in California. There's nothing here for you. Go with your dad." So I go and tell her like, "Hey, grandma, I'm going," but she don't know that. Well, he don't know. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to I'm going to New York." So with my homeboy sister, I forgot how we bought the tickets, but we bought 3 tickets and it flew from LAX to JFK.
Okay.
Later on that night, my grandmother panics and shit and calls my dad like, he's on his way over there with two of his friends, and my dad is. So imagine your 14-year-old son is
On the
out
plane.
up there somewhere on a plane, and at this time we didn't have phones like that, to get a hold of me.
Okay.
And so when I get there, he was just like, right away he was like, "What did you guys do? Where are you guys running from?"
Right.
And he's like, "What? Just tell me now." We do nothing. So he was just like, with me making that move, he was just like, "Bro, you're not going back, bro." He's like, "I can't let you. If you living like that, where you could just get on the plane and don't nobody know."
Get up and go.
Yeah, he's like, "I feel guilty as a father to send you back." And
Right.
so,
So you found yourself in New York.
yep,
Did you end up graduating high school in New York?
yep, I
Okay.
did. I got back on the track. I played sports through high school, and
Did you go to college?
I went to college. I attended Nassau Community College, which is by Hofstra.
Okay.
And it's like by Queens.
What was your major?
I was really just going for an associate.
Okay.
Cause I just like at that time I felt like that was the right thing to do, to go to college.
Okay.
But then the music thing just took over, and that's what it was.
Right. So we're dabbling in the music industry. You're dealing with producers. You're dealing with artists. Did King David ever have a hit single?
I mean, I don't know what you call a hit single if you're talking about numbers and
Radio,
I've had
local.
local. I had songs on the radio, and then I had and my he's like an uncle to me. I don't know if you know boxing. Fernando Vargas.
Mm-hmm.
That's my people.
Okay.
And he had a lot of pools, so he was able to get me in the loop. And then once I got into like the radio people, they're like, "This is official," you know. And they were spinning it, and my name was ringing bells. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not only in the streets because I was from there, but with the music. Like a lot of people wanted me to make it.
What's the biggest song King David had for himself or was associated with?
Woo! Well, I mean, how do you judge that? By like views?
Yourself,
like this,
how you judged it.
how I just...
What was the song that put you on in your eyes? Whether it
really,
was your song or something you was associated with.
Well, really what I want to say what put me, not really put me on, but right away I had made like a radio-friendly type song. And so when it was time for the radio that wanted something, when we went to them and they're like, "Well, you got something for us?" I had this song, and it was real radio-friendly, no cursing and stuff like that, more like a party type joint. So that kind of like got, you know.
What was the name of it?
It was called My Own CD.
How'd it go?
The hook was like, I know you want to party with me. Is it because I got my own CD? Or the way I throw the D-I-C? The way she moving to the beat, girl. And I had the girl singing in the background.
Okay.
Though. She was cool.
Okay.
But a lot of shit kind of was like, more like street shit. More like I was living, you know.
Right.
But now, that's with me, but I've been a part of songs where I was a ghostwriter on certain songs. I really don't
Like what? Give us some examples.
I just tell you this. I was around Aftermath team, which is the Doctor.
Okay.
And around those guys, and I was a part. I contributed to
on Dr. Dre behalf.
Yeah.
Okay, that's big. That's real big.
And that's thanks to my boy Roscoe, which is Kurrupts from the Dog Pound's little brother. And then my dog.
Shout out Roscoe.
Yeah, shout out to Roscoe. You got go Google him. He's one of the dopest artists I've ever seen, even before I met him.
And this Kurrupt little brother.
Yes, sir. He's a beast. Kurrupt. You know, the legend. The man. He's on every Chronic. Anything that Dr. Dre mostly put out, he was on the Chronic 2001. He was on the original Chronic. He was all over Doggy Style.
Mm-hmm.
Kurrupt is a man. I mean, Eminem said it. He talks about his top five. He said, it goes, he said it goes Jay-Z, Reggie, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jada, Kurrupt, Nas, and Nimby.
Mm-hmm.
That's Eminem's top list. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he said it himself. Right?
All right. So some years passed doing the music industry. You found yourself in North Carolina.
Yeah.
What brought you to North Carolina?
Me starting to go down the wrong path.
Okay, and what does that mean?
So
like drugs?
Yeah,
you was already
more
in the street.
so I was already in the streets. Yeah, I was not you can put out me just like me and big percentage of the rest of this country fell into the opiate crisis.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that really affect your life?
It ruined my life. It ruined my life.
In what ways?
Because you put that first. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I never knew what it was like to be addicted to something, or I know many people in my life. You know, I come from the hood. You know what I mean? I've seen it. I've seen meth addicts, crack addicts.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, and I've seen what it does to an addict, but you're kind of like not in denial in a way because they, I'm just taking a pill.
Right.
It's just a pain pill or something like that, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? It's just a different substance, you know?
Right. Did you ever get into the fentanyl?
Yes, I did. Unfortunately, because what happened was when I got into when I started to go down this lane, I started with the Roxys. Those were the blue pills, the original blue pills, not the blues that
The 30s?
yeah, the real ones from the doctor.
The inboxes.
Yes.
Okay.
And they had other ones, R13, R40, whatever. Excuse my language, whatever they were.
That was a high tolerance medicine.
Yes, medicine. Not the ones that they don't even make them no more.
Okay.
So that's how I got caught up in the game. So then, once those started to fade away, then it started to really hit America.
It was hard to get them in the
Well,
hospital.
okay, yeah. Well, actually, now let me rewind. It wasn't even that.
Okay.
I started with Oxycontin,
Okay.
OCs. That's what smacked America upside the head.
Okay.
It did a number on people. It was the OCs. They don't even make them anymore. They make Oxycontins, but they're called OPs, and now they're made with a gel, where they're not able to be crushed and sniffed or shot.
Okay.
I've never used a needle ever in my life, ever. Never have, never will. But anyway, so that's where it started. So when those got pulled from the shelf, then everybody went to the 30s, which 30 is the same thing, basically, which is 30 milligrams. And that's how I started going down that lane.
Okay.
Then those get pulled. Then after that, you go to basically I'm going to dope. You know what I mean? Heroin, fentanyl, everybody in. Fentanyl probably. Well, fentanyl's been around for a long time. People don't know. I'm talking about like the 60s and all that. In New York City, they used to call it China White.
Right.
It came from the Chinese people. But that's to answer your question. Yes, that's how I ended up doing it because I couldn't.
How long was you addicted to fentanyl? Because you don't seem like you're on anything right now.
No. The day's over. I would say about 6 or 7 years.
On straight fentanyl?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, that's a pretty long time.
And I tell you what, this is the first time ever that I've actually fully blown admitted that here on this video here in this interview.
I appreciate that.
Ever. I've usually beat around the bush about the situation.
Because you overcame it.
Straight up and down, like, because, right, overcame it, exactly. It's hard. It's hard. I ended up going to jail for it, you know what I mean?
Right.
It almost basically fighting for my life because it's so serious that, that I understand that, but the system, they're not playing no games with it.
That's right.
I just got to tell somebody the other day, there's somebody that does it, I said, it's the worst thing ever. You know what I mean? It's the worst thing ever. It's something that's killing more people than anything, especially in our country.
What advice can you give to any kids watching this video right now that might be addicted to fentanyl, about to try it?
I would advise them to not try it, to turn the other way, and it's not worth it, man. I just got lucky. I'm telling you, I just got lucky that I'm still sitting here. It's the only thing. The only thing, I got lucky.
And you out here with your kids. That's your kids running through the background.
Yeah. Come here, Kamar. Come here real quick. Hey. Come here, Kate.
This is special.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
It's Kamar right here. Hey, peace. Peace.
Handsome.
Peace. Hey,
and who we got back there?
And
Big
we got
boy.
King David, my boy right here.
King David. Look like he's going to be a beast when he grow up.
This is my dog. He was there with me.
Okay.
He struggled.
Okay.
And this is my guy that saved my life right here.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's what's up, man. This is beautiful, man.
Yeah, facts, man. True story. Like I said, let me tell whoever watching this, man. I'm pretty sure some young guys gonna watch this that probably fool around with them pills and stuff. Stop faking yourself out. You're not just doing perks. There's no such thing as perks no more. You're doing fatty, man. You're addicted to fentanyl, man. If you don't stop it now, you're gonna regret it. I just got lucky. I'm telling you.
That's right.
I just got lucky, man.
Man, I appreciate this video, man. I gave you my card, man. We're going to stay in contact from here.
Yeah, look forward to part 2, man.
Oh, yeah, part 2, part 3, part 4. We're going to keep this rolling until you feel like stopping.
Yeah,
if
sure.
anybody wanted to contact you, do you have any social media sites? If anybody wanted to donate to you, do you have a Cash App or something like that?
Yes, sir. My Instagram I have now at the moment, the one I had for a long time, it just disappeared. I guess got shadow banned or something, I don't know why. And it's so funny when I started posting, like, sharing, like, positive videos about, about facts and things that got people blinded, you know what I'm saying? Like those videos that really, like, get you woke type.
Yeah.
I started posting stuff like that, and my page disappeared. Yeah, but it was there if I want to talk about bad shit.
Crazy.
That's crazy. But anyway, so my new one is Who is King David? Who_IZ_King David. Who is King David?
That's what's up.
My
got a Cash App?
My Cash App is $King1212. My Gmail is King David 1212. My SoundCloud is King David 1212. If you Google King David 1212, I'm pretty sure everything will pop up. I got an EP that got about 6 joints on it that I produced and did everything on my own. I actually recorded it here in North Carolina.
Okay.
It's called well, actually I got 2. Whew, I got some stuff, man. I just released in July of 24. I released a project called All the King's Men. By King David, All the King's Men. It got 20 joints on there.
And where can they find that at?
That is on Spotify. It's on Apple Music, I believe.
Okay.
It's official. It's official.
And what they got to type in to find it?
King David, All the King's Men. And the reason why I call it that because it's me and my little crew. My crew's called the Golden State Garrison, GSG. Me and 3 of my cousins,
okay.
my kin, my family. We are, and they're all nice. It's my crew. It's King David, All the King's Men.
Okay.
20 original joints that, even though if those things link through and get to the right people, man, that project is special, man. It's official.
Okay.
It's official. You gotta check it out. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man,
so you got King
David,
All the King's Men. Then you got King David, Valley Park Drive. Right? Those are 2. The EP and then the project with the 20 joints on there is All the King's Men.
You got anything on YouTube?
Yeah, I got a lot of things on YouTube. A lot of things on YouTube were like things that people posted, like behind the scenes and stuff like that.
Okay.
Probably me more at arrogant King David, probably talking probably you know what I mean?
Okay.
Being ghetto-fied and stuff I really don't glorify too much anymore. Me, when I look at it, me with guns and stuff like that, like me.
This the one we looking at right now.
Yeah.
We're looking at the sober King David.
That's a fact.
With his kids.
That's a fact.
You can't get no realer than this.
Mm-hmm.
This is real.
Yeah. And I got a clothing line, Malicious Mischief, that I own. Yeah, it's trying to make some moves, man.
Right. Man, I appreciate you for doing this interview. I'm glad you stopped me, man.
Yeah.
This was a good one, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you for doing this interview, brother. God bless you.
No doubt. God bless. Peace. Just say no, man. Words bump for real. No bull.
All right.
Word.
First things first, call the dude to set him up. Tell him we want 2 O's of the chronic, a key to cut. Don't gotta go stick him up. Just give it up, don't worry about snitching, that lip gon' get zip shut. Digger rip the beat, and Lethal mix it up. GSG representing it, I give up. Real cheddar spender, 211 robberies in progress. Heartless stalking goons looking around for targets that consist with bright wrists and big ballin'. No cop calling, taking cell phones, diamonds out your lobe. Keep the chain in.